What's up, guys? So we're gonna listen to Michael here for a minute. If you don't know who Michael is, that's the ex-husband of Melissa Frady, Shannon. Uh, so yeah, let's hear what he has to say, and then I'll read this the best I can. It's a little hard to read, but I'll read it the best I can once he explains what's going on in this news article.
Hey y'all, this is Michael Shannon. This is a news article that was written on Sierra
Power on.
about all the wrong that was done to me.
Bluetooth connected.
Her and her family, the police officers, the court system, all in Swain County, which are totally crooked, had done. The different agencies and people that we contacted to get Sierra back, all was futile. The thing is, if you weren't born in Swain County, then you're going to be treated wrongly, no matter what. Because they're all related to each other. As you've seen in one of my videos, they're all related to each other. And a good 98% of them are child molesters and just plain old ancestral.
Now, I would get that most people right there would say that can't be the case. Like, most people ain't like that. But when I read this to you, you're going to see that where they placed this little girl at. And this is a news article. But let him finish what he's got to say.
As you read this, keep in mind that the father is not Sierra's original father, because I didn't do a DNA test. So I didn't know back then that Sierra was not mine.
And for you guys that maybe didn't catch my last video on what Michael had to say, Bradley is her real dad, and her real dad is her mom's cousin.
But as you read this, you find all the things that were done wrong. Even taking her without a judge's signature from my custody. So I'll give you a while to read this. And you'll find out just how much a bunch of crap Bryson City / Swain County, North Carolina truly is.
So here you go. I'm going to try my best to read it for you guys. On August 5th, 2010, Sierra Shannon, age 3, was illegally taken crying and screaming from the court-ordered custody of her father by a caseworker from the Swain County, North Carolina Department of Social Services. On August 24th, 2011, Kathy Collins, the woman who did the Vile Act, did not follow North Carolina law, Chapter 778 or 7B. I can't really see it there. They requested a hearing in front of the judge before a child is taken from her parents. That requires a hearing in front of a judge before a child is taken from their parents. So she didn't even go in front of a judge at all and just took from the parent anyway. She filed a false report in the case that claims that Sierra was in immediate danger and proceeded with her plan. Sierra's father, Michael Shannon, filed a case on August 15, 2011 in the Swain County, North Carolina Supreme Court against 28 people who have been involved with the travesty of justice. These people include Michael Bonfurry, the Swain County District Attorney, the Secretary of North Carolina Division of Health and Human Resources, the Director of Child Protective Services, and on and on and on, guys. I'm not going to read all their names. That's kind of irrelevant, really. 28 people that did this guy wrong because he thought he was protecting his daughter, which he finds out later on isn't his daughter, but At the time, he thought it was. So, then down here it says, during the past year, Sierra has been kept from her father, except for a 2-hour supervised visit each week. Meanwhile, the Sweetan County Department of Social Services placed Sierra in a home of a child emmer. We're not going to say what the word is, but a child emmer. That's where they placed this kid at. A 3-year-old female girl in a child emmer place. They kept Michael off the witness stand for the past 8 months so that he could not testify to. I don't know if there's any more. I hadn't went past here. So, hold on. Let's pause it again. So he cannot testify to illegal actions of DSS. Reunification plans were completed periodically, but each time Michael finished their requirements, DSS invented new activities for him to complete. If it is clear that DSS has been doing everything they can, legally or not, ethical or not keeping Michael and Sierra apart. Michael sent faxes and emails to every state and local office who should have been able to investigate, intervene, and save Sierra. Most did not acknowledge the communications. A few answers were with canned responsibilities. It's hard to read because it's like my eyes are blurring because it's so little. Thinking of him for him writing. Only former North Carolina Senator John Snow responded appropriately and tried to help. Governor Perdue gave Michael email to Elon Thomas Plunin, a social service counselor, who only action was to call the Sweetan County DSS. They assured her that Sierra was safe in the placement with a child emmer, and she made no further inquiries. A return email from Sierra's grandfather pleading for the independent investigation to be called in was never answered. Mr. Thomas has a history of ignoring forged and falsified evidence in child custody cases, according to the newspaper accounts from 2008. Before she was seized from her father, Sierra was a bright, intelligent, and happy child. She is now in therapy for the trauma she has experienced, often uncommunicated and withdrawn, and tells her father that there are dangerous people there and they use bad words. She has been taught by her caretaker to use the N word as well as a common projector from the Hispanics. Okay, you start talking again.
So with
Back a little more.
probation,
A little bit more.
On top of that,
A little more. Okay, he's going to start talking again. I wasn't for sure if he talked anymore in this.
okay. On top of that, I was sentenced to 5 years probation with 9 months intensified, which means I had to be home at 6 o'clock p.m. every night. Not only did I complete this probation, but they also let me off a year early. That's right, a year early. Because they knew I wasn't a threat. And that only came about because I moved from Bryson City to Franklin, North Carolina, and acquired a new supervisor. So with that, I think you'll be very pleased to know how all this came about. And see, Melissa was going to lose her parental rights because of doing drugs, messing around with druggies, and everything else. And the court ordered that we was going to go into court and I was going to give full custody. That didn't happen. 3 days before we were to go to court, 2 of her relatives, which are police officers on the Swain County Police Department, had me arrested for a fake DWI. They took my license away from me, my driver's license. I had a legal driver's license. They took it away and then turned around in court and said, oh, he didn't have a license. He was driving without a license. His license was revoked, which was all a bunch of hooey. But that just shows you never, ever, ever to step your foot into Swain County, North Carolina. Because if you were not born there, and if you're not related to anybody there, you're going to get into trouble. And with that, I thank you, YouTube Universe.
What the fuck? Like, holy crap. Holy crap. Like, these... oh, shit. From Johnny Gobble to this crap. This guy got railroaded is what happened, guys. That's what happened. Like, no matter how you look at this man got railroaded. For a kid that wasn't even his kid. He just thought it was his kid because he hadn't got a DNA test. Then when he finds out who the kid's father is, that his wife cheated on him with, he found out was her own cousin. So he went through all this shit for a kid that wasn't even his kid. And to find out that that kid is your wife's cousin would be fucked up. Fucked up. Wow. I'm sure there's more stories coming.